Joining us now, Republican Representative Laurel Lee from the great state of Florida. Congresswoman, I want you to listen to a bit of President Trump from today's press conference.
The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
Congressman, what do you think the president means by the police can do whatever the hell they want?
I think he means that we need criminal justice policies that make sense. And what we've seen in DC is offenders, criminals who commit a crime and then are released on bond back out on the streets the same afternoon to do it again, or law enforcement officers who've been told not to even interfere. And all of us who spend time in the district know that violent crime is, in fact, a very serious problem. Just this summer, we've seen a series of tragic events of innocent people being gunned down. And this is our nation's capital, where not only those of us who live and work there need to be able to be safe, but also the people from around the world who come and visit us. So what I hear President Trump saying is that he wants to ensure that we are supporting our law enforcement officers, that we are giving them the tools, the equipment, the guidance, and the backup to do the job that they want to do in Washington, D.C.
Okay, but why now? I know there's a debate over whether or not the Metropolitan Police Department was padding its numbers and back and forth. But certainly we can say violent crime rates are no worse and maybe even a little better than they were, not during COVID. They're way better than they were in the post-COVID era, but they're as good or better than they were at the start of President Trump's first term 8 years ago. Why wasn't it an emergency then, but it is an emergency now?
Well, and any progress is certainly welcome. And I believe that Mayor Bowser shares President Trump's interest in overall community safety and in making D.C. a safe place. And so that's something that I think when we kind of cut through the noise and look at what does this look like, how does it work, I believe there's an aligned vision there, and that both the mayor and the president want to see D.C. a safe, livable, walkable place for everybody who lives and comes to visit us there.
Okay, on homelessness, the president says he's going to clean out the homeless camps. He's going to crack down. They're going to be taken away from the city. What do you do with these human beings, right? I think every city, every mayor of every city in America would love to know, what do you do with the addicted and the mentally ill and the people that don't have a place to be? Where do they go?
Well, no question. I think that is a large issue that as society as a whole, we need to be thinking about and grappling with, because clearly I know, we don't want to just put people in institutions, but at the same time, where are they going to go? Are they going to end up, committing crimes, incarcerated? We need to think globally about how are we going to deal with the problem of homelessness, and how are we going to find people places, whether it's mental health treatment, drug abuse treatment, any kind of intervention that is kind of help them get back up on their feet and get to a place in hopes of self-sustainability. So, one thing, though, that is clear is that what we cannot do is allow the presence of people who are homeless to become a danger or a threat to the law-abiding people who are just trying to go about their lives. And when we have large encampments or people there who are struggling with drug abuse, then the inevitable result ends up being that, in fact, they are a threat or a danger to some of the people who are just living and working in D.C. So I recognize that is absolutely a complex question that we need to be answering across every community in America. I know in my city, we are working on that too.
Okay, Congresswoman, we're going to have to leave it there. All right, America, if you were from Plant City, you would know her already. But if you don't, there she is, Congresswoman Laurel Lee. We thank you.